Oklahoma City Thunder are about to break the NBA. We are witnessing domination at levels you only see in video games, and I'm not talking about just the peak Warriors or the Jordan Bulls. This transcends anything the NBA has ever seen before, and it's about to get even scarier. The NBA world is crashing out over the Oklahoma City Thunder, calling it quote-unquote the next great dynasty here in the NBA. But how did the mastermind himself, Sam Presti, turn the young, star-studded Big Three that failed expectations and is one of the biggest what-ifs in the modern era into the NBA champions, the current Big Three that has the brightest present of any team in the NBA, as well as the brightest future, thanks to the long-term extensions of those three guys on your screen, SGA, Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Williams, to go along with a stockpile of picks, lottery picks as well, that will populate as early as this year. The Thunder have a legitimate chance of having a top 4 pick, maybe even the number 1 pick in the NBA this season. That is beyond unheard of. So how on earth did it happen? Well, we're going to talk about that today here on Thunder Digest. I'm Ryan Breeden. If you're new to the channel, maybe you should subscribe and stick around for a little while. We give you guys Thunder-based content every single day. So if that's something that interests you, hit the subscribe button down below. It is completely free. Help us hit our subscriber goal of 8K by the All-Star break. Would really appreciate that here on the channel. So, the Oklahoma City Thunder, currently, as it stands right now, off the charts defensively. We all know that. This team, one of the best defensive teams of the 21st century, heads and shoulders above the Detroit Pistons for the best defense in the NBA. Not only that, the Thunder have the best scoring margin of any team through 18 games in NBA history, better than the 73-9 Warriors, better than the 97 Bulls, better than any Kevin Durant Warriors team as well. The Thunder are slashing records left and right. After winning a championship last year, the Thunder have a chance to win back-to-back titles this season, and also, while doing it, keep up with Tankathon. Tankathon, a website that keeps track of all the draft lottery stuff, lets you kind of see how things are shaking up right now. The Thunder are able to essentially compete for titles and let teams tank for them. And that team is the Los Angeles Clippers, who are 5-12 right now, without one of their stars, Bradley Beal, for the rest of the season. Kawhi Leonard has been dealing with injuries this year, and that team really is just old and kind of dysfunctional. And so as a result, they really have a legitimate chance of being a bottom 10, bottom 8, maybe even bottom 5 team in the NBA this year. And that's the biggest story around the league right now. The Thunder are dominating on the court and also have a really legitimate chance of landing a top 4 pick, maybe even the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft as it stands right now. Not only do the Thunder own that Clippers pick unprotected, the Thunder have a shot at getting the Utah Jazz pick if it is not a top 8 pick, and the Thunder also own the Philadelphia 76ers pick, as well as draft picks for the next 3 years around the NBA, not only just their own. The Thunder are playing this thing like it's an NBA My Franchise on 2K, just able to really just do whatever the heck you want with trades, forced trades, playing it on easy mode. That is what the Thunder are doing right now. But I can assure you, for those of you that are watching that maybe aren't Thunder fans, or if you are, you'll know what I'm talking about here. This whole rebuild did not just happen overnight. This really is a case study that should be followed by the rest of the NBA, by general managers all over professional sports, into how a successful rebuild of a franchise is done. The Thunder went from this Big Three that I showed you a few minutes ago with some of the best talent that the NBA had at the time with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, pivoted that into Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and Carmelo Anthony, and turned that into the current Big Three. And it all starts on one fateful night, one shot that changed the landscape of the NBA forever. A playoff game up in Portland when Damian Lillard hit a near midcourt shot to send the Thunder packing in the 2019 playoffs. Paul George, who was an MVP candidate at the time, considered one of the best defensive players in the current NBA. That was the last time that he would ever step onto the basketball court in an Oklahoma City Thunder uniform. Not too long after that, he was traded to the Los Angeles Clippers in a massive package to pair him with Kawhi Leonard. A trade that, in hindsight, can be considered the worst trade in NBA history, one of the worst trades in professional sports, If you're a Thunder fan, it's one of the best trades ever. Absolutely, unequivocally, highway robbery that Sam Presti committed of the Los Angeles Clippers organization. Got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who became the MVP, paired him along to learn under Chris Paul for a year, that transformative season there as well. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who became the best player on the planet. The 2022 Clippers first round pick, which became the 12th overall pick, that turned into JDub, who obviously was a major factor in the Thunder winning a championship last year, is an all-NBA player that, oh, by the way, has not even played yet this season. The Thunder are still doing what they are doing without him. All the other picks that are up there, and then the one that everybody is talking about at the very bottom, the 2026 unprotected first-round pick. And for the Los Angeles Clippers at the time, they did not think that this trade would have such earth-shattering reverberations 6 years later. This is a team that made a trade without thinking about the repercussions of the future, wanted to win now, got Paul George, and it did not work, folks. Paul George couldn't stay healthy. Kawhi Leonard, there was all sorts of drama off the court. We have even more drama right now with all the money, the whole salary situation, circumventing the cap. The Clippers never became what they thought they could, and at the time they thought, you know what? If we trade away these first-round picks, we may be giving OKC a pick that's in the mid-20s because we're going to be a playoff team, not only a playoff team, but a contender, and that's not how it ended up. The Clippers, at best, have been a first-round exit, and at worst, have been a catastrophic failure. And thanks to a 12th overall pick in 2022, the Thunder got JDub. And thanks to a pick now this year with the Clippers really struggling, the Thunder have a chance for the number 1 overall pick. So that really is what started this entire rebuild. Everything that you see on the court for the Thunder today was built on the foundations of this one trade that happened on a late night in the early summer of 2019. The Thunder built their entire franchise off of this one trade. From there, the Utah Jazz pick that I mentioned, the Thunder were not in a position they needed to win at the time. So in 2021, the Thunder took on Derek Favors' contract and a salary dump, helped the Utah Jazz get back below their luxury tax. The Jazz were still trying to compete at the time. They were trying to keep Mike Conley and have less of a financial penalty. This is before the second apron existed, so they didn't have to worry about that. They were just worried about the luxury tax. So the Thunder at the time, knowing they weren't going to win championships, said, you know what, fine. We'll take Derek Favors' contract off your hands, give us a first-round pick, and we'll call it good. We'll give you a second-round pick in return, and that's what this is going to be. So Thunder took on that contract in a salary dump, have that pick now this year, but if it is a top 8 pick, that pick will stay with the Utah Jazz, and the Thunder will end up losing that asset of that pick. So that would be an unfortunate loss in that whole situation. But the third pick in this whole ordeal is with the Philadelphia 76ers, and that pick came on a trade with Al Horford and Danny Green back in 2020. The Thunder got that pick, have that now populating this year. And the 76ers, we don't really know what to make of them either. I mean, the Joel Embiid era where he is a dominant driving force in the Eastern Conference, those days kind of feel like they're over. It feels more like it's a VJ Edgecombe team to be led here in the future than it is a Joel Embiid team. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. I mean, you can let me know down in the comments. But the 76ers, 9-7 so far this year, look like at best a bubble, fringe kind of play-in team. At worst, a pick that could populate in the top 14. And if that were to be the case, then the Thunder could have another lottery pick there on their hands. Wouldn't expect the Utah Jazz pick to populate for OKC, but that Clippers pick, without a doubt. And with this 76ers pick, we're just going to have to kind of wait and see. The Thunder also have their own pick near the end of the round. Likely, this team will have 3 first-round picks here this season while also competing to win back-to-back championships, while also dominating with the players that are on the current court that are locked up for long periods of time. Shai just signed his long extension for 5 years, JDub 5 years, Chet Holmgren 5 years as well. All of this to go along with a core of role players that are playing much better than role players because of the system they're in. Alex Caruso, Cason Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Jay Will are all listed on here. And yes, there is one specific player that is missing. We're going to get to him in a second. But this Thunder team has the luxury of role players really performing better than what maybe their talent really is because of how good this system is. because of how this team is able to maximize its talent from everybody on the roster. And the player that is missing from this whole ordeal is the man that is a current betting favorite for 6th man of the year on a 3-year, $9 million a year contract, and that is Ajay Mitchell. Ajay Mitchell is the 3rd leading scorer on this team right now. He played hardly any minutes last season. He was a 10 minutes a game type of guy. Did not have any significant role in the playoffs last year on the Thunder's championship run. He has elevated his game to the levels of easily a starter on every other team in the NBA, levels that could be 6th man of the year, and a borderline potentially all-star if he were to keep something like this up. And this really has come out of nowhere for a lot of people that have not kept up with the Thunder, thinking how on earth did they find yet another player to give such a big impact off the bench. This Thunder team is just filled with an embarrassment of riches that the NBA really has never seen before. And on top of that, all the dysfunction with the Los Angeles Clippers, all the injuries that can turn into these lottery picks for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So let me know what you guys think down below. I mean, this is just insane. Let me know in the comments, all you Thunder fans, how you feel right now being a Thunder fan. It's just almost like you're on cloud 9 every single day right now, waiting for JDub to come back. This team still is dominating, still able to watch Tankathon, potentially get a top 5 pick. If you're not a Thunder fan, let me know your perspective as a non-Thunder fan watching what the Thunder are doing to the NBA right now, because it is absolutely outrageous. It feels like the NBA world understands what it has on its hands. The NBA has an Oklahoma City Thunder problem, and I don't know if they're going to solve it anytime soon. Thanks for watching the video here today. Again, we're getting you guys daily videos every single day. Subscribe if you have not. We'll talk to you guys later here on Thunder Digest.